Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. My name's Max. I appreciate it. All right, well, I finally did it. I've been talking forever about reallocating my model portfolio, and I finally did it. All right, I called this I dumped YieldMax, and I did. I did dump some YieldMax, but I also bought some other YieldMax. All right, so do I have FOMO or am I being strategic? That's what I want to know. So as you guys know, probably I manage an income portfolio for my brother-in-law that serves kind of as my model portfolio. We opened it last December, and it's up 7% as of today. The SPY over the same time period is up about 10%. So this is a high income covered call ETF, and it's 100% on drip. We aren't taking any money out of it. We're just trying to do the old dividend snowball. So far, the dividend's not really snowballing. I mean, snowball's only growing 7%. It's more like it's more like a little ice storm or whatever. Anyway, so far, but we're going to get it going. Anyway, today I executed a comprehensive rebalance that redefined some of my strategies, and also while locking in profits. Actually, the fund's been doing well and strategies have been doing well lately, and I wanted to lock in a few profits. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. Now, first of all, Alty. Did I sell Alty? Heck no. Of course I did. This thing's about 25% of the portfolio right now, and it's staying put. As you guys can see, this thing's been a rocket ship off the lows, and I think I added some more for my brother-in-law. We bought some more in this portfolio around the time of the lows, so a few days afterwards. Anyway, so GPTY. Now, GPTY is a good one. It's from YieldMax. Time to take a profit here. Now, this one's doing well also. It's beating the SPY, but I think on this one, it's time to redeploy some of this profit. And I sold half of this position. This position was about 21% of the account. I sold half of it and put it in WPAY from Roundhill and QLDY, the new lightning spread fund based on the NASDAQ that I'm really excited about. In fact, I have a nightly video. I haven't had on in a few nights, but I'm trying to get a nightly video started on the lightning spread funds, and I'm tracking the dividend, QLDY. Right now it's 28 cents per share, just in case you're interested. Anyway, what I did, like I said, I reduced GPTY, cut it by 50%, and put in WPAY and QLDY. I think this is going to give me a little bit more upside, and it also is going to give me exposure to the lightning spread, which is something I really wanted. Okay, and I also dumped LFGY, but I dumped all of LFGY. I cut it all, and I hated to do it. It's doing awesome. LFGY has done a great job for me, and I think I added some of that in the pullback, and it's all. And plus, being on drip, it's doing fine, but it's not doing. There's better choices out there now, so I put up LFGY against some of their competition, and this is kind of new competition. This fund's only been around a couple of months. So, it's hard to say, but this BLOX is something special. And sure enough, I cut LFGY and I put BLOX in its place. And I liked BLOX so much, I also cut another small position and bought BLOX with it. So we'll talk about the overall allocation here in a second. Like I say, nothing against LFGY. It's done great. It's done great. Both LFGY and BLOX operate with similar spaces, they own similar funds. It's similar parts of the economy, DeFi, Bitcoin and Ethereum, mining and stuff like that. But I just really like the BLOX's option strategy. They're doing a lightning spread, and that's something. It's a more sophisticated way of harvesting volatility. We won't get into that tonight. I don't want to bore you guys with that. But let's talk about this rebalance some more. Now, GDXY. Now, what in the heck is going on with this one? This thing is on fire, and this is a big position for the portfolio, and this is staying put for now. For now, with the caveat, for now, this is staying put. But I want to take some profits off the table in this one also. In fact, I plan to sell all of GDXY. I've fully liquidated and then split it between KGLD from Curve, which is a current fund, and then KSLV, which I don't believe has come out yet, both from Curve. Currently 20% of the portfolio is in this GDXY, and it's been doing great for the portfolio, but we're going to take that off the table as soon as they introduce KSLV. I think it's going to be this week, and split it between gold and silver. I've heard silver is the next gold. That's what I've heard. Anyway, I want exposure to silver, and I really like Howard Chan's philosophy of balancing income and growth and trying to make what he calls good income. I call it distributable income. But, if you saw the interview, you heard us talk about it. All right. So I'm increasingly emphasizing vehicles that employ the lightning spread strategy. BLOX and QLDY both utilize the lightning spread. Now that they're going to sacrifice some downside protection in exchange for greater upside participation, and I realize that, but I think this trade-off is doable. And I still have some conventional. I still have I still have half my GPTY left. GPTY is more of a conventional covered call fund. I just think BLOX deserves particular attention because of its concentrated focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum. The two kind of assets in the future, and the digital assets with the deepest liquidity and the best option markets, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the partial exit from GPTY and the additions of WPAY and QLDY also do introduce incrementally more volatility and a little bit more risk. Usually I don't like risk. However, I view this as a calculated expansion of my risk budget rather than something reckless. We'll see. Maybe I have FOMO, I mean, who knows? Of course, the portfolio is still income focused. It's all that it's for income. That's all it's for. So let's look at the current allocation. This is after today's moves. Now look at Alty. Alty's growing to be about almost 25% of the portfolio. Alty probably needs to be cut back, but it's not a job for today. At some point, Alty might go back to about 20, take some profits in Alty, but Alty's doing great for now. GDXY is doing great also for now, as you can see at 20%. Then we have YQQQ, the inverse, hanging in there at 12%. And even though we sold half of GPTY, it's still 12% of the portfolio, and it's still a fine ETF from YieldMax. But we have about 10.5% BLOX, which makes me happy. Then we have about 5 or 6% YSPY, 5 or 6% in WPAY, and 5 or 6% in QLDY, giving you some lightning spread exposure. So pretty much the defense is going to be YQQQ, this 12% allocation of the defense, and GDXY plays defense too sometimes. Gold is kind of weird that way. That's the defense. Offense is definitely Alty and GPTY. But also we've added BLOX, WPAY, and QLDY to the batting order, along with YSPY. And don't sleep on YSPY is doing great. But now we have QLDY and WPAY in here too. I think this allocation is going to maximize the upside capture. I'm hoping so into the end of the year. I'm really hoping so. We'll see. We'll see. As always, these represent my personal portfolio decisions, mine and my brother-in-law's, but they should be construed as investment advice. Of course, always do your own research, your own due diligence, consult professionals. I mean, these are big decisions, but if you guys wanted to see what I'm doing with my real world portfolio today, that is it right there. Like I say, and this GDXY probably will be getting reallocated into some Curve precious metal funds soon, but the precious metal allocation is going to stay there. And the other caveat is probably at some point Alty's going to have to get cut. It's just doing so well. I probably should have cut it back about 5% today. I really should have probably. Anyway, that's a job for another day. I'm just kind of sentimentally attached to that Ulty. It's been a good one. It's been a really good one, especially since I added some into the pullback for my brother-in-law. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. And remember, consult your own planner, do your own research, and don't forget, like and subscribe. All right. I'll talk to you later.